Hi, it's Kristina, and welcome to my channel where we talk about leaders progressing to exceptional leaders. And today, I want to talk to you about the importance of resilience. And what that means is, how do you adapt to difficult situations in the workplace or even in your personal life? Do you have the skills and the awareness that when things get a little bumpy, that you don't get completely derailed, where everything is really hard and it's hard for you to get refocused and on track? Well, I'm going to tell you a couple of tips that will help you have some awareness in how to build your resiliency. First one is keeping yourself charged up. I know it sounds silly, but it's really about your self-care and self-love. How are you keeping yourself energized when things get a little bit hard at work or tiresome? How do you make sure that you don't get completely depleted? Because if you do, then really you're no good to anyone, and especially to yourself. This is where you could put yourself at risk, where a lot of negative things can happen. Like you can get sick, you can be exhausted, you can get burnt out, and we don't want that for you. So think of it this way. It's like a phone. Our cell phones, when it starts to deplete, we will go and charge it back in. The benefit is you charge it in before it's completely depleted and dead. Because if it is, then it takes much longer to ramp up and get back in play. So are you aware of how you're feeling in situations so you're not caught up in a way that it is totally getting you off track? So this awareness in your emotions is very important, because this is how you can easily gauge in how you're feeling, right? Am I exhausted or am I drained? Does this feel good or does it not? And this little skill set will really help you be aware when you might need to take a pause, or when you are really on a great momentum, you keep going. Okay. So the second one is adapting a growth mindset. Many of you probably already know what a growth mindset is, but it's really the idea that everything is learning. There's no such thing as failure. That might be a little blip in the situations, but it's really about, what did I learn from the situation? How can I adapt? How can we pivot? How can we move into new space? In contrast to fixed mindset, which is like, it's all or nothing. And when you learn to adapt a new mindset and how you are working, and really understanding that everything is about learning, it really can help you adapt in difficult situations in work, when things don't go to plan, when things aren't perfect. As long as you are learning from them, then it helps you be much more resilient. It's almost like the bounce back. You can bounce back and get back on track and do what you were supposed to be doing. The next one is really having a positive mindset. You know, things are not always going to go to plan. And how do you cope with those situations? Do you sit there and it's doom and gloom, and it completely will take you a while to get back to where you need to be? Or are you having more of a positive mindset? What did we learn? How are we moving along in this process? Instead of really just halting the process completely. And then the other one is your social surroundings. Who do you have around you? What kind of relationships do you have at work? Do you have supportive relationships? Do you have supportive leaders? Do you have people that are going to help you on this path when things don't go that great? Like I said, it goes up and it goes down, but if you have the right social system and the support around you, if they'll feel like little bumps instead of complete roller coaster rides. So that's something to keep in mind. Those are a couple of points right there, but I would say that your environment that you are creating in the workplace is very important when it comes to people's resiliency. They own a part of it, but as a leader, you own a part of that too. Are you checking in to see how are they doing? Do they seem as though they're a little bit drained? Are you checking in if they're being really negative, or they're really beating themselves up about something that didn't go to plan? Are you teaching them how to be a little more adaptable And as long as they're in that learning space, that they're moving along. It might not be leaps and bounds, but at least they're moving in the right direction. And also, I would say, learning how to celebrate the little wins. That is very, very important. And as a leader, we need to be creating those environments that this is just a part of the way we work. So if this resonates with you, give me a follow or subscribe, because I will be sharing on a weekly basis much more tips about being a great leader as we progress into this new way of work. Thanks. Bye.